Hello every nobody, so basically I decided to make a video about this thing that I wanted to talk about for no reason. But first, did you know that according to YouTube statistics, only -5% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, and so you should go do that. You should subscribe to me, because if you don't subscribe, a generic, vague, bad thing will happen. Basically what I want to talk about is YouTube seems to be increasing the length of their ads, and it was one of those things where I didn't really know if it was actually happening or I wasn't being paranoid until I saw someone else mention it online. Then I'm like, yeah, this is probably happening. Right now, YouTube seems to be doing the boiling frog strategy. Boiling frogs is sort of a term in psychology because if you put a frog in a pot of boiling water, it'll jump out. If you put a frog in a pot of normal water, then slowly ramp up the heat, it will not jump out. And that's why you're okay with watching 1/3 of all your television content as ads, but then you start watching, I don't know, YouTube or something, you come back to television and you go, what is this garbage? Why did I ever pay for this? Now this news really shouldn't come as much as a surprise to basically anyone who knows anything about YouTube. YouTube quite infamously enacts policies like a blind infant holding a grenade launcher, and there's nothing we can really do about it. But you know, it's not like we can do much of anything, cause YouTube, you know, kind of has a monopoly on the video sharing market. I feel like every single year this exact same thing happens. Oh my gosh, YouTube is enacting a major policy change that completely ruins the spirit of their entire website. I'm gonna go watch YouTube, but begrudgingly this time. And YouTube, they kind of know this. They always go, oh no, don't leave us for... Never mind. What are you gonna do, watch Vimeo? Yeah, I didn't think so. And this change sort of happened a while ago, to be honest, but they've only recently started actually ramping it up. It started back around last year when they decided to start showing 2 ads before videos instead of 1. However, they would show 1 video sometimes. And you know, at first I was like, hey, it's not that big of a deal because they only show 2 ads sometimes. And even then, they're only about 6 seconds at most, usually skippable. And so that's a bit less than a 15-second ad, which they also show sometimes, so what's the problem? And here's where the boiling frog part comes in, because they started doing 2 15-second ads, which is a whole 30 seconds of unskippable ads. And another bad thing is, since we've gotten so much more used to having 30 seconds of unskippable ads, we're more receptive to 15 seconds of unskippable ads. So now I'm starting to notice that the skip ad button isn't even there half of the time. But don't worry guys, our corporate overlords at YouTube have a secret option in like a hidden dusty corner of the user interface that allows creators to decide whether or not they choose to have 2 ads or just 1 ad. So that's great, right? Well, I wish it were that simple, but there's no guarantee it is, because YouTube is kind of infamous for messing with these search results. And when I say that, I am mainly referring to how they like just try to bury videos that have bad ad rates and just shoot videos up that have good ad rates. The most infamous example of this is just if you get a demonetized video, your video will just almost be non-recommended to tons of people. However, there's a lot of subtler versions of this. Like for an example, if you have a link outside of YouTube, it will de-promote your video because they want people to stay on their website, which is kind of weird and annoying. And you know, that really just makes you wonder, alright, so if they de-promote videos that don't have like good ad rates on them, What does that say about people who choose not to put ads on their videos? Or even worse, what does that say for people who have under 1,000 subscribers and under YouTube's policy do not qualify for monetization? Do they just get swept under the rug? Well, we don't really know. And I know some of you guys are thinking, well, Squid-Boy, what can I do to help spread the message? Well, one thing you can do is share this to people to spread the message and also give me subscribers. I would like more subscribers. Subscribe to me now. Subscribe. Alright, so usually I put a subscriber plug here, but I had 2 per episode this time, so I felt like that would be rude, so here's a joke. A horse walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, why the long face?"